Maria back with another video. It's 8 a.m. I'm on my way to work this morning. Apparently it's Halloween, and I don't really do Halloween. I don't really do any holidays, really, but I decided this year, since there's really nothing for me to do, I will kind of check out my neighborhood this Halloween. I saw some of my neighbors had their decorations up, and I know they are supposed to be like illuminated at night, so I might take a look at those just to get out of the house and see what they have, you know. It's just something different to do. So, you know, I'm just kind of making the best of my bad situation, you know. And I did a video yesterday. I was pretty pissed off because I had a hard time sleeping the night before with, you know, weird interruptions, you know, memory flashbacks and all this other bullshit. So I was pretty upset yesterday. I'm all right now, but still, the overlying feeling, you know, or the dominant feeling, I should say, inside myself is just one of just wanting to get out of this issue with my ex-brother-in-law and my former family, sister or whatever, Tanya. You know, I think what bothers me so much is the fact that I have no confirmation. Nobody is talking to me and telling me that, you know, we hear you, we understand you, you know, we're going to make sure that this person will never bother you again, that they are out of your life, that you're going to be fine, you know. And I know it sounds terrible, but, you know, when somebody has caused you so much pain, you know, you hope that something happens to them. Like, you hope that maybe they end up dying and it's published in a newspaper so that you know that they're not going to bother you anymore, or they get arrested, or something to where these people are removed from your life forever, so then you can get on with your life and you can feel comfortable about it. What I don't appreciate is that people around me know that this stalker has caused me the kind of psychological and financial pain that they have, and yet no one will ever confirm that to you. And this is why I have so much anger and resentment, because, you know, all of this happened beyond my control. Like, I have nothing to be blamed for. Nothing, okay? What I'm dealing with is a man and a very sick woman who I guess are kind of like sadomasochists in some ways, on a mental level, I guess, anyway. Who feel, you know, a very sick pleasure at tormenting and subjugating other people to them, and I have no obligation to them, you know, at all. And they've caused nothing but problems and for years and years and years and years. And so I feel as though that if I had any true friends, then they would say, you know what, we're doing what we can to make sure this person doesn't bother you anymore. We know about this issue. He's gone. He's not going to bother you ever again. And see, that's why I get upset and agitated, because, you know, throughout this time when I was going to these fake job interviews, I kept saying, please don't do this anymore. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Knock it off. Leave me alone. And they kept doing it. They kept doing it. And see, when you're doing this is obviously when they do this, it's a violation of your rights. It's harassment from the employer standpoint, because you're bringing somebody in, you're trying to bully them, okay? And I so suspect that the issue is related to my hair. Like I said, you know, black women wear wigs. They do, okay? And I don't think I'm wearing anything outlandish. I think I look presentable. And then you get these people, first of all, I'm not going to apologize for wearing clean clothes to work. I'm not going to apologize for that either, okay? I don't think, I think I dress well, you know, as you're supposed to. And I would dress well anywhere that I go, because it doesn't matter, you know. And I know that, you know, Jim Culligan likes to spread rumors about me or whatever, and I'm not going to sit here and feel guilty for anything, okay? I'm not. If I had any kid that I have, now I know my son, like when I see him, he's usually kind of, you know, roughed up and kind of dirty because he's always working on his car or whatever. But I always tell him, look, you know, it would be nice to see my son, you know, looking nice and dapper every once in a while. Like, you know, if you put on a nice shirt, something like that, and you should. I mean, I'm sorry, that's a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer, okay? If you have a job, then you're supposed to look nice and decent for your job. And I'm not going to ever apologize for that. So I get, this person, I think that Jim is just a male chauvinist or whatever, but it bothers me, okay? And he has taken years out of my life. Years, okay? Traumatizing me, putting me in jobs, and then causing problems. Every single issue that I've had at my job, every single issue has been created by these people, okay? I have never been able to have any sort of stability in my life because of these people, all right? This is their fault. Meaning, I'd go to work and I would have to deal with, these cranky coworkers that were being encouraged by this particular person. And, I was always in shock. Like, how could I be getting so messed up? Like, why is my shit always messed up? And so, he comes in and he starts basically harassing me at my place of work. There's something that he doesn't like or he doesn't believe. I'm sorry, but I'm a black woman, and that's just the way it is, okay? This is what we do with our hair. And so he starts harassing me. I leave the company and try to pick up my life and go somewhere else, and he starts his bullshit in another place. The thing is, all of this is him, okay? When I left the farmer's place, I did everything correctly. I didn't say a damn thing to anybody about this particular issue specifically. I just basically looked for another job and moved on, and then it continued to happen. This man has, and I suppose he thought that he could take me to court over this issue. Well, the thing is, I would win if we were in a court of law. Okay, why? Because number one, I'm being trafficked. Number two, this is a harassment issue. Number three, you're violating my rights. Gang stalking is against the law. I mean, these people are the ones. So that's why I kept thinking, after I left the farmer's place and I was struggling to find a job, I wanted to get legal compensation. Not because I'm a person who wants to raise hell, because I'm not. I'm the kind of person who wants to just get on with my life, and that's what I was willing to do. But this issue, he continued to do it. He started choosing my jobs. I mean, I don't know if my jobs were chosen before or whatever, but the thing is that, all these issues that got created were created by them, okay? I have every right to wear my hair however I want to. There's nothing wrong with my hair. I am very presentable for a workplace. And there's nothing wrong with the way I dress. Like right now, I'm wearing boots. I'm not exposing my feet. I was wearing flats for a few days, but I decided to cover my feet because it gets really dirty out there, and every time I come home, there's sand in my shoes. Also, my legs have been a little bit swollen lately, so I'm just trying to take it easy. So I'm wearing socks that don't bind my ankles and stuff like that. I'm trying to take things easy, okay? I'm trying to take care of myself. But, I'm sorry. I see women coming into, like, for example, this lady who came into my office a while ago. She was well dressed, and she's supposed to be. She works for a big branch, a big bank branch, right? She's supposed to. You're supposed to. Okay, this is what you're supposed to do. I'm not doing anything wrong, and if, I just don't appreciate him making me the center of attention and then bullying me for things that I'm not going to blame myself for. I don't have anything to blame myself for. I never asked this person. And so why I'm angry at the people who know and choose to keep it a secret. Hang on. A little warm in here. Why do I get upset about that? Is because you're forcing me to shoulder a burden that I had nothing to do with. You are more than fine when somebody's suffering for something they had nothing to do with, and you saw it unfold in front of your eyes, and you can do something to make a person feel better, to give them a sense of security, but you won't do it. You won't do it. You allow a person to suffer for something they didn't do. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous, I'm angry about that. I'm very angry about that, so I feel like when I called my mom, I think I called my mom back in 2015, I was upset, and I was saying that I was having a hard time finding a job. Now, she didn't tell me the whole truth, but she kind of slipped up and she said, well, Jeff and Lisa are doing something, and that's all she said. And I was upset. I was angry. I was yelling at her. I was yelling at my mother. I was like, I didn't do anything to deserve this, and I was yelling at her. And then I ended up hanging up on the phone. I hung up on her. I just hung up on her, right? I haven't heard or spoke to my mother since, okay? But my mom got convinced that Jim was going to take care of everything, I'm assuming, that Jim was under control, and he was going to take care of everything. He ended up screwing up everything, screwed up my life. And I had every right to speak up about, don't do this. This is my life. This is how I'm going to try to retire. This is how I'm trying to take care of myself, how I keep a roof over my head. Please don't do this. Don't do this. They did it anyway. And the more I begged and pleaded for my life, the more harassment I got from this egotistical monster who had no room or no place in my life. Okay, so why am I cutting my mom off? Number one, my mother raised kids that were abusive, okay? Like I said, oftentimes when your siblings are abusive to you, they are being the mouthpiece for your abusive parent, okay? So I don't really give a fuck at this point. I'm at a point right now where, I feel, and then also, the fact that I eat well, I'm not going to apologize for that either. That's what most people are supposed to strive to do. You're supposed to try to eat right. I eat apples and stuff like that. But then again, that is pretty much standard stuff that people put in their lunchbox anyway. You know what I mean? Everything I put in my lunchbox is pretty standard. You have your fruit snacks, you have your yogurt, whatever. A lot of people put that in their kids' lunchboxes, okay? But still, they don't have a problem with bringing, vendors in, contractors in. Everybody's supposed to sit here and stare and look at Maria. And then they're going to sit here and try to punish me and then act like I'm sitting here doing this shit on purpose. I'm not doing it on purpose, okay? And it's pissing me off. I don't appreciate it, Jim Culligan has no room in my life, as well as my sister. And so what I'm trying to do, what I wanted to do, is I was thinking, okay, well, these people know what the deal is. So tell me it's going to stop. Tell me this person's out of my life. Confirm to me that this person is out of my fucking life. I want nothing to do with this person. All right? I have tried to take legal issues into my own hands. I was prevented from doing so. I had a lawyer in my old hometown that I contacted over this issue that my brother-in-law was rubbing elbows with to a certain degree. Now this man is a mayor and he's all supposed to be familiar with employment law. So I can tell you right now how much this hurt me, okay? Because it told me that when people have these positions, they don't necessarily have to be competent in their job in order to get the jobs that they have. This is not what it's about. It's not about competency. It's not. It's about political bullshit is basically what it's about. Here's a white man that I have no connection with whatsoever other than the fact that he's married to my sister, all right? And he feels as though he has some sort of right over me. He has no right over me, all right? But yet you get all these people who think that somehow he does. He doesn't. I never signed any contract with him. Now, when you have a employment agency, like for example, I was going through an employment agency, and they contracted me out to another company. All right, they contracted me out to another company. Whatever happens between me and that company that I'm working for is, of course, the business of that particular agency because I'm in contract with them. They are a third party. There's three of us involved. There's me, the agency, and whatever. All right, Jim Culligan, I have never signed any formal agreement with him to find my jobs or make me be stuck in a job or anything like that. I am not obligated to this person at all under any sort of contract at all. but he thinks that I am. All right? And any form of anything like that is a form of institutional slavery. It is a form of human trafficking, and that's what it is. I'm being human trafficked, and that's what I don't appreciate. And that's why I get nervous all the time, because, I need something that's stable. Okay, I'm very grateful to be working. I'm getting along with my boss, and everything's fine. Okay, fine. I'm being respectful and cordial. All right. I know we had a riff a few weeks ago, but I think I pretty much stood up for myself. I'm not going to let somebody abuse me because my brother-in-law is frustrated with the fact that I realize that I've been, abused and that I've been trafficked. I will stand up for myself no matter what. I don't give a fuck. All right. And I know that happens a lot, when you're a trafficked or targeted person. They always want to sit here and set you up to get, some sort of reprimand or whatever, because they want to justify their reasons for abusing you. It's a constant cycle. I didn't ask for it. I'm not going to make any apologies or change anything in my life because of some weird stalker that other people choose to accommodate. All right? But I am angry with certain people who know better, who have the power to ease my mind of this suffering that I'm dealing with, who know about this particular stalker and his crazy wife who is deranged and a lunatic, and they have the ability to ease my mind and won't do it. Okay? And some of these people claim to be my friend. That's bullshit. All right? It's bullshit. So anyway, yeah, I have a reason to be angry, and I'm not, and I have that reason. It's like, that's why it stalls my work search, because it's like, he threw out some propaganda. He threw out some hate speech. That's hate. That's hate speech, okay? It's hate speech. When you see other people, okay, who don't have bachelor's degrees, right? Like, I know a few people who don't have bachelor's degrees. As a matter of fact, the ex-general manager didn't have any college at all, okay? And yet he was a general manager. But you know what? If he's a Christian, he calls himself a fucking bullshit Christian, then he can get whatever he wants, right? But I can't do that, all right? And then I remember my boss, another boss, okay? My general manager wasn't my boss, but still. One of my bosses, she was another one, who claimed to be this great Christian person and who had basically everything at her feet, because she claimed that she loved Jesus more than anything, than her heart and soul on her job application. And of course, she was a part of this. She was a part of my takedown. She was more than happy. She was one of those people who were smiling in my face during the day and being filled with her hate speech from my brother-in-law, okay? And she used her so-called Christianity to try to justify her hate crime, all right? So I know that just because you don't have a bachelor's degree doesn't mean that you cannot stay in your field. That's bullshit, especially if you're over the age of 40, especially that, okay? So I know that I've been basically forced out of my work illegally by a stalker, and people were more than happy to accommodate this person. Okay? Yeah, I'm upset about it. Believe me, I am. Alright? So, anyway, but then again, I do think about the fact that, the workplace is a very abusive place. It is. It's very abusive. And most people don't know how to recognize, somebody who is putting forth the effort or giving them the proper credit. They will never give you proper credit. And it's not about your ego. It's about, establishing a reputation to where that you can have some sort of stability. That's why I was so upset when my ex-brother-in-law was playing this head game over at the farmer's place, allowing people, Bob Inger, to take the credit for my work. I was upset. Why? Because I'm all I have. I don't have, a wealthy family. I don't have, things to fall back on. All I can do is work my hardest, get recognized for it, so that other opportunities, I was so stupid. I really believe that made a difference, right? But I tried my hardest, and I worked my hardest, and I was very good at my job over there at the farmer's place, okay? Very good at my job. So it broke my heart when all this bullshit happened, not just over at the farmer's place, but it continued to happen. This man was determined to destroy me inside and out. He wanted me dead. This particular crime is a hate crime. And if you can't see it, then something's wrong with you. It's a hate crime. Period. Okay? To grant some people privileges and other people not, they can't have privileges, is against the law. You know? I know a bunch of other women wear wigs. I know they do. I know the lady who came into my workplace, you know, she had fake eyelashes on. Nobody's getting up her ass, okay? But my point is that you're singling a person out for harassment, and it's wrong. All right? I don't care what you think. If you think a person should be out getting married or whatever, and that's your personal opinion, that keep your opinion to yourself. Okay? Because this is exactly what this is. It's sexual harassment. Every time you sit here and assume the reason why a woman wears a dress to work or she's dressed nice to work, it's because of a certain particular reason, and you're gossiping about it and starting all this fucking, commotion about it. You know, people dress well for their jobs. Sometimes, some days more than others, okay? But it has nothing to do with that. Stop circulating rumors, okay? Making people feel uncomfortable. It's not fair. It's not right, you know? And I'm not going to change anything in my life just because he created this issue and tried to scapegoat me and make me take the blame for it. This is not my fault. I never asked Jim Culligan or Tanya, for that matter, for any help as far as my work was concerned. Not one time did I ever do that. Okay? I had no idea what she was doing in her life. I knew that she was like a Lamaze instructor. I know she did instructions, I think, on breastfeeding or whatever. But I don't know what facility she works at. I don't know a first thing about my sister. Why? Because I give my sister, my ex-sister, her proper space. That's what she needs to do in order for her life to, in order for her to take care of herself. I never thought, well, I need to get involved in this. I need to know what she's doing. I never cared. I just figured at the time, because my heart was in the right place at that time, I figured, you know what? She's doing what she's got to do. I wish her well. I hope she's taken care of, and that's it. That's all I cared about at the time. You know what I mean? But for these people, it's a goddamn competition. And I've suffered for things I had no reason to suffer for. I had no reason to suffer for any of this. And then I can't believe there were attempts for them to prevent me from seeing Stephen Lyles, because Stephen Lyles has a mental disability. I don't give a fuck about the mental disability. I really don't. Half the people I met, I'm not impressed with these people. So I don't really care if he does have a mental disability. I really don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't really have a lot of faith in most people, and most people that I tend to talk to tend to be idiots anyway, so it doesn't matter, okay? Like I said, he's more than welcome to see me anytime he wants to. And that goes for anybody, unless, of course, they got brainwashed thinking, well, Maria needs to convert to our warped religion, and until she does, we're going to prevent her from seeing somebody. If you're that weak-minded, something's wrong with you, okay? You can see me anytime you want to, all right? Of course, your conscience may not allow you to do that because you feel bad, but you know what? If you were really my friend, you would stand up for me and you would say, you know what? Yes, I know this person did what he did, and he's not going to bother you anymore. You would be of help to me. But if you're not, then you've obviously chosen your side. It's really that simple. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I will be back with another video later. I want to get this day over with. I've been trying to get some sleep and take care of myself as much as I possibly can. I do wake up with anxiety issues. Sometimes I fly into anxiety rages because I want to make sure this is over. This is what stalking does to a person. Okay? Jim Culligan is a stalker. He has deceived many people. He has hurt people because of his lie. Okay? And I'm not the kind of person who likes to, constantly bring stuff up, but I'm continuously suffering for this. I'm suffering. All right? I'm suffering because I want to make sure this person's gone. And it took me years. The minute I started realizing what was going on, I started making videos, and he cranked up the harassment because he didn't want his little secret being known. All right? And he cranked it up. And it's like, I have every right to stand up for myself and say, I don't want to be abused. I have every right to say, I have every right to live my life the way that I want to. I have every right to choose the way I see God or practice my religious faith however I want to. And I don't appreciate somebody trying to scrunch out or stamp out my rights. I don't appreciate that. As anybody else would. They would put up that either. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I will be back with another video later. I don't know. Not everybody celebrates Halloween. Okay. I don't necessarily celebrate it. I just kind of observe it. I did decide to, I do buy little things every once in a while, little tea towels and coffee mugs and stuff like that if I see them. That's about the extent that I go. I don't go all out. I see some people who do. Tonight I'm going to look at some of the houses that did go all out and make an effort to, be festive this year. It'll give me something to do. So I'm going to wrap up this video. Yes, I'm going for a walk, and you know what? If you don't like it, too bad. I'm sorry that you use this as a form of discrimination. It's not. Shouldn't be. Okay. If I wanted a boyfriend, I would have had one by now. I really don't want to get involved with anyone. I'm fine the way that I am. And I just wish people would stay out of my personal life, Anyway, wrapping up this video. Yeah.